The night was quiet, the city lights reflecting off the wet asphalt as we sat alone in the car, windows fogged slightly from the warmth inside. I could feel him close before I even looked, the subtle brush of his shoulder against mine sending an unexpected shiver through me. He laughed softly at something I said, low and intimate, and my chest tightened with a magnetic pull I couldn't resist. Our hands brushed over the gear shift, and I caught his gaze in the rearview mirror. Dark, smoldering, impossible to ignore. Every small touch felt electric, every shared smile a secret only we knew. I shifted closer, and suddenly the space between us seemed impossibly small, our knees brushing, our breaths mingling. He leaned in slowly, giving me every chance to pull back, but I didn't, my lips parting as his hand lightly touched mine, tracing patterns that made my heart race. The world outside disappeared. There were no streets, no passing cars, only the quiet intimacy of two people lost in each other. His laughter faded into a soft murmur against my ear, and I felt the weight of desire and emotion pressing in from every angle. I leaned into him instinctively, closing my eyes, feeling the warmth of his chest against me, the way his fingers tangled with mine, the soft exhale of his breath sending sparks through my skin. Time seemed to stretch, the city moving silently around us as if it, too, knew this moment was sacred. We talked in whispers, sharing things we hadn't admitted out loud before, confessions mingling with quiet touches, hands brushing and lingering, the intensity growing with every heartbeat. His eyes never left mine, and I felt my own gaze soften, become vulnerable in the glow of the dashboard lights. We laughed, teased, leaned closer, each movement heavy with the unspoken longing that had been building between us for weeks. Every glance, every laugh, every sigh felt like it could tip over into something more, something deeper, something impossible to ignore. The night outside was cold, but inside the car, it felt like the world had shrunk to just him and me, a bubble of quiet warmth and intimacy. His hand rested over mine on the console, thumb brushing in slow, deliberate circles, and I felt my pulse quicken, my chest tightening in a way that had nothing to do with fear. Our knees pressed together under the seats, subtle but undeniable, every small contact sending waves of desire through me, making me ache in a way I hadn't admitted to anyone before. I turned to face him, and he mirrored me instantly, leaning just a little closer, lips almost touching, his eyes dark and questioning, daring me to close the gap. I closed it for him, letting our lips meet in a soft, lingering kiss that carried every ounce of emotion I had been holding back. It wasn't rushed, it wasn't chaotic, it was deliberate, careful, full of all the longing and tension that had been building. His hands cupped my face, fingers brushing through my hair, and I leaned into the pressure, savoring the closeness, the warmth, the quiet power of being exactly where we wanted to be. Every heartbeat, every breath, felt magnified, the intimacy so intense it made the world outside seem distant, irrelevant, unimportant. We pulled back just slightly, foreheads resting together, smiles soft and secretive, breaths mingling in the tight space of the car. He whispered my name, and it sounded like a prayer, like he had been carrying it with him all day, holding it until the moment he could finally speak it aloud to me. I smiled, and for the first time in weeks, I felt completely seen, completely known, completely desired. And in that small, private car, under the glow of the streetlights and the hush of the quiet night, we realized that these 2 hours weren't just about proximity or touch. They were about connection, about letting ourselves feel something profound and undeniable, about surrendering to a bond that had grown impossible to ignore. Every laugh, every glance, every brush of a hand became a secret code between us, a way of speaking the things we couldn't say aloud. The tension built slowly, sweetly, with playful teasing and stolen touches, until the night felt heavy with everything we weren't supposed to admit. And yet, in that privacy, in that intimacy, every look, every whisper, every heartbeat was ours, intense, passionate, full of the kind of closeness that left both of us breathless, wanting more, unable to forget a single second. By the end of the night, as the car sat quietly under the glow of a street lamp, I rested my head against his shoulder, his arm draped over mine, and I realized that these hours weren't just a fleeting moment. They were proof of something deeper, something undeniable, something that would linger long after we stepped out of the car and back into the world. In the warmth of that private space, we had shared more than just secret time. We had shared longing, passion, trust, and an intimacy that made everything else fade away, leaving only the truth of us.